Welcome to Worldwide House Hunters, and we got an interesting one today. One that I just was kind of stunned by. I was looking in Boston because I didn't realize Boston had such expensive real estate. I mean, I guess it's a big city in the Northeast, a well-known city, so I don't think I was prepared for the prices in Boston. But I just happened to come across this one here on Broadway, on West Broadway, for $785,000, and it's a condo, I believe, right? Yeah, it's a condominium built in 1900, um, which is a long time ago, right? The price per square foot is $833. That's up there, because I think even commercial buildings like $1,000 a square foot is really up there. So I was like, why is it $833 per square foot? And it's got a $530 monthly HOA fee. So this is not cheap. It's only one bedroom and two baths, and it's not even 1,000 square feet for $750,000. So I was like, okay, we got to take a look at this. And I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, this is a church. What does the church have to do with the property? Well, the property is inside what used to be a church. So I was like, okay, I guess you can repurpose a church that way. I don't think I've ever really seen that in my life, repurposed into a residence, but I guess you can do it. I mean, here's a picture of the outside here. I would drive by there and think it was a church. I would not, in my wildest dreams, think that that was a residential building. But I think it's interesting, I guess, and especially if you're a religious person and you wanted to actually live in a church, I guess that would be the way to do it, I guess. But let's go here. I guess it's got a 3D. It's got a 3D showing for us here, presentation, so we can see what it looks like. Now, remember, this is one bedroom. It has two bathrooms, so we're going to see what those look like. And this is a small apartment, right, or condo. You can see the bedroom over here already. You've got an area here to kind of work. Maybe a little bit of a table to sit at. I don't know if that's the dining room table or not, but it's a small table that people can sit down and chill out at. You've got your couch here, living room kind of area, but it's kind of open, right? I mean, I guess it's closed off for the bedroom or whatever, but still, there's these big arches, which actually are kind of beautiful. I kind of look at those and go, wow, that's kind of different. That's cool. It matches the arches for the windows or whatever, but to have that inside the house, that's really kind of a novelty. Like, you won't find that in a lot of places, so it adds a lot of character there. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to see what's going on here. Let's go and take a look at the kitchen. Oh, the kitchen is nice. I like the cabinets. I like this particular style of wood for the cabinets. I've always kind of liked that. Let's see, we move around a little bit. There's a bunch of cabinet space here for the small kitchen that it is. There's a bunch of cabinet space. Let's look at the bottom. Same style on the bottom here. Stove looks fairly new. Not an old stove. It's a fairly new stove. Let's see here, a nice big sink in the kitchen. And a nice countertop. It's a busy countertop, but I think this works because of the color, the light colors of the cabinets themselves. I think that works. Sorry for the sirens going on outside. Maybe this is our dishwasher here. Yeah. So a nice small kitchen. This is going to be for 1 to 2 people, right? 1 to 2 people, maybe, working a lot and coming home and hanging out at home, when they're not working, but not a huge space at all. Let's go into the dining room area. So I guess they are calling this the dining room, the small round table here. I see they've repurposed part of it for some work to create like an office space and a little bit of a bar in the back there. So they're definitely utilizing the space as much as possible. But traditionally, they probably, if this desk wasn't here and maybe this wasn't here, you could probably put a little bit larger table in there and probably sit 6 people. If that desk wasn't there, it probably would add some more space for that. But I just know they're repurposing the space to make sure they utilize it pretty well. I like the little shelves in the wall. They don't have anything up there right now, but to put some plants or something like that, that's kind of cool. It's a way to kind of use that space. Here's our living room, just looking across into the living room. It's cool because it's kind of open, so you don't feel claustrophobic here in the dining room area. It's kind of open, and you can still see the TV while you're eating, if you wanted to run the TV. And then you have your living room. You have your living room there. So let's go back out here, and let's see if they allow us to go into. I don't think they're going to allow us to go in the living room. Let me click over here and see if I can get in there. Yeah, here we go. Nice small couch there. Fits kind of nice in that space. You probably can't pass by it from the dining room, so you'd have to come in from around this way only. But that's cool. Looks like we got a room with a utility room there with a washer and dryer, stacked washer and dryer, kind of like what I had in Florida when we would have in the apartments in Florida. Would give you one of those because it would fit in kind of a closeted type space. I remember my first apartment in Orlando had that. And yeah, this is pretty cool. The ornateness of the windows. This is kind of cool with the colors and everything, and the light coming through. It looks kind of cool, and you almost forget, like, okay, this is a church. It was a church, and now it's repurposed. I thought this was a wall that was built in, but I guess they just put a divider here. So this was one big room. Oh, so this was basically like one big space, and they just had to find a way to create a divider for the bedroom, which makes sense. It's like you want to go over there and get dressed or something. You got company over or whatever. You kind of don't want to do it right in front of everybody, I guess. Let's take a look at the bathroom. So all right, so now we've got the washer and dryer. This is the bathroom. So this is not a utility space. This is the bathroom. I like this. I like this pedestal sink here. I like the pedestal sink here. Got a little bit of space around the outside of it, but you're not putting a whole lot of stuff there. There's not really a whole lot of counter space here at all. There's a little bit of area here and a little cabinet, a little bit of area to keep things in. Nice, well appropriated. Can't really see into the shower itself, but then you're sharing the space with the washer and dryer too. So for the money, we're dealing with, let's go here. That's the kitchen. Trying to get to, just the one bedroom. Just trying to see if there was anything else here. What is this that we missed here? Okay, here's our second bathroom. I knew there was a second bathroom. I was like, something's different. Okay, so this one has this sink has a little more counter space. Maybe this is one that they use a little more often. Looks like there's a lot more stuff here. Pretty cool, pretty standard. It looks like the cabinets kind of continued throughout. In the bathroom, the cabinets that were in the kitchen are kind of the same material. So overall, it's not a terrible place to be. Let's see, let's go out here. The bedroom. Oh, I see what this is. So it wasn't kind of a divider. They used the what they would call their closet space here, basically their storage area, to block off from the dining room, to kind of separate this space. Which is kind of a smart thing. You can, instead of putting just a wall there, you could put storage there, or some type of closet or something you can put there. In the bedroom, it seems like there's enough space. Like there's a lot of space here to be able to walk. Has a full rug here on the floor. So there's a lot of space to walk there. If you're just a single person and you're living here, or you're just maybe two people living in this cozy space, this probably may work. But you're going to have to really budget your space. Let's take a look up here and see. Looks like very high, nice and high ceilings there, right? So this is gonna be a really kind of a cozy type space, but you're gonna have to really budget this space, right? This is probably the front door here, I'd imagine, or is this? Lots of doors, right? It seems like there's lots of doors. I don't know where all these doors are going. There's not a whole lot going on here. But maybe this is the front door, right? That's definitely closet space. But for $785,000 in Boston, maybe that's a good deal, but I don't think I could spend it. I just don't think that I could spend that kind of money on something so small. Not with what I've seen, right? Not with what I've seen in some other states or whatever. So if I was looking to move somewhere in the States, then I would probably have to X Boston off my list from what I've seen so far cost-wise, because it's very, very expensive. So what do you guys think? Have you lived in Boston? What do you think about the real estate market there? Is this typical as far as like price-wise and size-wise? Or and have you ever seen this before? Have you ever seen a church that's been turned into apartments before? I've never actually seen that myself. Not saying that it's never happened before, but it's just something I've never seen before. So I was kind of shocked, and I figured I'd share it. So hopefully you guys had fun with this one. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.